Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are excited to play Direct Contact and you've been saying, I don't want to go through the struggle of getting on Patreon and subscribing for a certain number of months in order to play it, then I have got some epic news for you. Direct Contact is finally coming to Steam. February 29th is the date. Mark it on your calendars. That's a mere of the day of me recording this, 13 days away. And I feel like with a lot of people deciding, am I going to get this game, I felt it would be important for me to show you where the game is currently. There have been a few updates to the game, and we're going to go over those here. Now, I didn't break down the maps. I have a whole nother video where I broke down the maps of Direct Contact, so go check that out. I'll have a link down below. But what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the state the game is in currently, which will pretty close to, if there's not a few updates beforehand, be the state of the game once you get it. So let's go ahead and jump into Direct Contact and what it is today. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run through some of the new changes while we play the game. So the first thing we're going to see here is the main menu. And the main menu hasn't had much change, but aesthetically it has had a bit of an uplift. I kind of like the look of this guy and, you know, kind of the more modern feel of the main menu. Let me hit open server. Then you can see over here that we have the max players you can set up. You can set up to 8, so that's online with Ground Branch. Then you can choose online or LAN. If you are still having LAN parties in 2024, please hit me up because that sounds absolutely amazing. But you can also click single player, and you now have the option to enter a password, which is pretty big. Pretty nice to have that option. It hasn't been in the past. So anyway, we're going to do single player today, which is going to load us in immediately. All right, once you get on through this screen, you'll pick Task Force 81. Red Cell is reserved right now for, I believe it's going to be a PvP thing that they're going to be working on later down the line. So for right now, Task Force 81 is what you're looking for. And then we're going to click one of these dots. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see these little dots. We have a training facility, another training facility, headquarters, where the mission start is, and where character customization is now. Firing range here, and a live fire exercise up here. We're going to go to the firing range first. And there's going to be a little bit of time just to let the, all the textures render and things like that. All right, so now we are in Direct Contact. I'm currently running on high settings. We can bring it up to epic. I'm going to remove my camera because my camera will stutter while I'm running high. So I'm going to turn off my camera real quick. So we'll turn off the camera, go into our settings, scroll down. We're going to do epic and apply and apply. And these are the epic settings right here. It's not too bad. The game looks amazing. It's Unreal Engine 5 point, pretty high. I think it's like the most recent 5 point whatever. But they're doing really good. They're keeping up with the updates from Unreal Engine. I mean, the sun, the rays, everything look amazing. Now, it is very labor intensive, so do keep that in mind if you've got a lower end system and you load into the game. If you see that the your game is stuttering or struggling a little bit, then please, by all means, drop it down until you drop down the overall. Let me move this up. Drop down this overall quality. Drop it down until you start to see the game smooth out a bit. So make sure you do that if you've got a lower end system or even just an older system. This game is pretty cutting edge as far as graphics, so do keep that in mind. You may see some stutters, you may see some lag issues. So all right, so the way to customize weapons is the same as it used to be. We go up to one of these trucks here, we press F, character section, open that up, and here we are. So we're going to make us up a quick rifle here. We're going to do a battle rifle. And we're going to do an MCX. I like the other version of the MCX. Let's see. Open that up. I think it's this one. Yeah, I like the tan variant. I think that one looks way better. Then you can go through and change your handguards to different lengths, however you want that to look. You can add a magnifier, which optics have finally been fixed. That was a... I am so glad we're past that. The optics had an issue for a while where they were quite blurry. But that issue has been resolved, and that feels amazing. We're going to go... Let's see. Put that on. Let's flip these guys down. Well, technically, since that's overriding it, we're just going to remove it. I know that's kind of anti-realism there. You need to have backup irons, but oh well. Let's see. Handguard top. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. Something is still a work in progress. You see, obviously, right here we have example component name. So apparently something's going to be going there. He's got this here at the moment. So apparently something is going to be going there, but we just don't know what. So do keep that in mind. Like this is going to be it. Let's see. So now we'll go to the 45 offset. We can throw a light on. Looks a little janky, but oh well. And there we go. Now we've got our rifle all set up. And as you can see, nice crystal clear images there. It's not blurry anymore so bad. Like I said, I'm glad we were past the blurry optic state. That was a pain. Weapons are starting to sound better. That was something else that needed some work, but Ed's been doing some work on that. The weapons are starting to sound a bit better. Let me take the suppressor off of this so you guys can hear that. Because honestly, like as far as realism games, I have found that the sound is something that is cranked on hard by the consumer, and fair enough. I think that's fair enough. You know, if it's a realistic game, I need to have realism. Like Arma, for example, when you play Arma, you know, you can get deafened by the sound of firearms if you aren't prepared to handle that sound. So that kind of stuff is understandable for me because I like that realism, but might be a turnoff to some people. But nonetheless, let's take a listen to this rifle with no suppressor. So yeah, compared to where they were, much better. Do a reload here. I would say something I would like to see is a faster reload animation when I've gone dry. I understand, like, if I'm right here and I want to reload right now, you know, and I drop and I hit reload, I understand that reload being slower because that's a tactical reload. You know, I've got ammo in my magazine. I'm simply reloading for the fact of being prepared for a future engagement. But when I run dry, I need to be dumping that mag on the ground immediately and swapping out a new mag. So that's where we're at with ground branch or direct contact right now. Is we're getting some of these smaller things out of the way, these smaller little nuanced fixes. The bulk of the game is there. It's just fixing these small things. So that's weapon customization, guys. This is also where you would go through and pick your class, whatever that would be, you know, squad leader, grenadier, which would give you certain options for, let me get into this, your gadgets. I've got another video where I talked about the gadgets, so I'm not going to get too into that. But you got JTAC where you can call in airstrikes, you've got the drone, you've got medical supplies, ammo drops. There's a bunch of different gadgets which are pretty cool. Gracious, there we go. Spawn up this one, let the settings been rim. So you've also got several, zoom out my scope. You've got several training facilities. So this is one of them. As you can see, it's just got some buildings with some targets that you can engage as you walk around. Pretty neat. We'll go down to this one next. This is the other training facility. Let everything spawn in. And this one is much more dedicated to CQB. God, this map just looks... The lighting looks great. This one's going to have a lot more stuff to it. Like we've got not mines. Tripwires here. So you can go down and deactivate those before you move in. Clear the rooms. And there's a whole series back there that you can run through. And if you're like a commander or if you're with your buddies and you want to critique them, you can actually get up here and observe their movements and make note and actually train. So it's pretty cool when games give options of ways to train. That's not just a training mission. You know, I want to be able to jump in and train, you know, when I want to. So I think that's pretty neat. There we go. This is the headquarters that we're heading to now. And this is where you're actually going to select your mission over there at that helipad when the time comes. But we're going to run up here and check out the character customization. So now that we're at it, we're going to open it with F. All right, so we're going to go down through here. We've got hats now. So we've got a beanie, we've got like a boonie hat, and we've got a folded on the ends boonie hat. We've got flag options, which are much easier than they used to be, where you can just pick it from this menu versus picking like each one's. This just kind of sets a preset for everything you're running. Tactical helmet, we can go through and pick. Actually, we need to remove our hat first. So we can pick our different helmet here. I'm going to go with that one. And then we can go to preset, and we can tab through all the presets here. And now we can tap through the presets. I like this one where it's got the ear pro folded up. I think that's pretty neat, especially if you're just hanging out on base. I think that's pretty cool. And the way you add night vision is just clicking the night vision button up there. We'll scroll on down here. We'll go to tactical vest. And obviously that's what we've got right here. And you can scroll through the different presets. We've got, pistol on the chest, different just, layouts for the molly attachments. The left leg pouch, that's the one right here. And it just adds an option for throwing on a pouch. Looks like, hang on, where was that? We can dual wield some pistols right here. Throw them on both sides. That's hilarious. I've been running this slick. I wouldn't want to run with stuff on my leg. This is far enough. I don't want to run with two things on my legs trying to swing around. No, thank you. So I usually remove that. And then we get into the camo options, which are down below, which is much simpler than it used to be, which actually we need to go to helmet camo. And we can start to tab through the options here, as you can see. Run let's do a black kit. But yeah, looks really good. All right, and that's our customization there. I think the next thing I would like to see there is the ability to save presets, the same as we do the weapon, be able to save armor presets. I think that'd be pretty sweet. All right, so another feature that's been added to the game, which I really want to know what you guys think about it. I'm actually genuinely curious. It's been added by Ed, giving it a little bit of a Tarkov-esque feel, where you're actually given a currency in the game every, so often. You're given a currency, kind of like a paycheck. And then as you play, you save up that money, obviously, and you can buy things. The main thing you can buy at this time, if you go in here and talk to the quartermaster, and go to items, and go to medic, you'll see the different medical items. Now, these are one-to-one from Tarkov. He said he wanted, things that people might be familiar with initially until people get used to direct contact. So you see we got like the AI2, the AFAC painkillers, the Grizzly, the car first aid kit. And you'll actually go in and you'll, buy these items. So if I wanted to buy, 7 painkillers, it's going to be $455 or 455 direct contact coins. And then here we've got the AFAC. You can buy that. And different ones do different stuff, like remove bleeding, remove a dead limb and bleeding. Now, you do need to buy this before you go into the mission, because if you don't and you take injury, you can't fix it. There is no in-game medical unless you have the medical items now. We've also got illegal and an MP5 mount randomly. So, again, I'm not sure. I need to see this more fleshed out to actually have my opinion on it. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of this in-game market for direct contact? Stepping across the hall from that room, we can step into this one, and we see this guy here. Talking to him, he doesn't have anything yet. So I'm really curious what he's going to be bringing about here is the evidence room. So I'm really curious what he's going to be bringing about here. I know Ready or Not now has the evidence room, where you bring back mementos from each mission. So I'm not sure if it'd be like that. I doubt it, but I'm just kind of curious. All right. So that is how you select everything. That is, you can't shoot these guys an XP farm anymore. You used to be able to, but now it doesn't. It actually reduces your score. So good change. All right, so right now we're just going to wait on this helicopter to come in, and while we do that, we're going to talk about the medical system. So this is it right here, Battlefront Hub inventory. It is, there comes the heli right there. It is pretty much, it almost reminds me of Ace in Arma, just with a little more maneuvering. It's not quite as smooth or as involved. Arma Ace can get crazy. We've got some good Arma videos coming out soon of some crazy medical. But it's kind of, so you just you would find the spot that's injured. We might get injured here in a second. You would find the bandage. You would bandage whichever one you need, and then you would apply it. So we're going to get that in a second here when we take some injury. But now that the hell is here, let's go ahead and jump into a quick mission. Hey guys, I'm not going to bore you too much with the actual gameplay here of the mission. If you want to see the mission, go check out some other videos. We're just talking about the mechanics here. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to go try to take a hit so we can check out the medical system. Ooh. In the window there. They've added some voice lines here and there in the game, which I think is pretty neat. Alright, so I don't know what this is, but it seems like my optic is now kind of reducing my frames heavily. So I want to take that moment to say, yes, the game is going to Steam. Cool. Absolutely. More people involved in this game, the better. But also, please remember this game is still early access. So part of being involved in an early access game means you are a part of the development. As you see right there, I just received frontline funds. So that's the money we use to buy medical kits and stuff. You know, remember that because you're a part of a early access thing, that means you are a part of, you know, developing this game the way you think it should be done by informing the developers. So if you see issues, make it known. Let the devs know. That way these things can be addressed. So something I just noticed, when I lockpicked, that corrected my optic. Interesting. So that's something I'm going to tell Ed. That way he knows. All right. So I took some injury to my body. I'm scared that guy's going to come around and cap me now.
Damn, son. You need anger management.
All right. Let's delete him first. Let's go in here. So you see I've got some injury to my body. So I'm going to click on body. It's not currently bleeding. So I think AFAC would be fine. There we go. So you see our number going up now. See if we make it to 100. Almost. Nice. All right, cool. So that's the medical system. All right, that's
Tango down.
That's a lot. Now you shot at me. You're going down. There. All right, so I'm getting this weird, like, oh, I'm bleeding right here. So let's do, this stops bleed. I think it's going to be left arm. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, maybe right arm. Okay, right arm. So it's flipped looking at me. All right, so that's going to fix that. We can do AFAC on our left leg. Then we can do surgical kit on right arm. All right, that's bringing us back up on the arm. So that's pretty nice. That's not bad. I want it to be more, I would like to see more realistic. I understand he's doing like placeholders for now, but I would like to see more realism as far as like, you know, a tourniquet to stop bleed versus just some weird medical kit. I think that would be a very welcome addition by the MILSIM players. Okay, I got some blur going on my screen, so I think I'm bleeding. Body.
Oh, fuck, man.
I'm gonna go left arm, AFAC. I'm sorry, left arm, AFAC. And left leg. We're gonna go CMS surgical on body. Oh, that didn't work. Oof, that hurts. I used the wrong thing there. Arma has really prepped me for that.
Enemy down.
I can't tell if I'm like in pain, and that's why I'm blurred. That's what I'm thinking. Let's do painkillers. Okay, no, that didn't work. We didn't get the intel. Oh, there we go. Intel. Woo. Saw that guy out there. All right, so we got the intel. So now we need to GTFO. Woo! Nice. And then you get a pretty cool exfil screen. I do like that. Mission complete report. I think that's pretty cool. And back to HQ. Now, I think this is going to be an interesting transition that I can't wait to see. I want to see what it's like when, you know, so far we've had die-hard supporters of this game, which is, you know, awesome. It's great to have that, but I kind of want to see what's going to happen now that a more casual, I just want to jump into a game player base jumps into direct contact, because not everybody who gets into early access games understands the point of early access games and how you're there to help the development of the game. So I'm kind of interested to see what their critiques are going to be, what they think could be done better or what's being done bad. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens there, but it's going to be good. I can't wait to see each one of you guys there in direct contact. We're going to have a lot of fun, and in the meantime, please be safe, stay happy, and see you on the 29th.